Okay, so hydrogen bonds occur in molecules where there's oxygen attached to hydrogen. So, for example, in water, but also in things with OH groups, so our carbohydrates. So we form hydrogen bonds between cellulose strands to make fibers, for example, as well as between nitrogen and hydrogen with our carbon and oxygen groups. So in our proteins, we form hydrogen bonds between those COs and those NHs. But what a hydrogen bond actually is whenever I have something like oxygen or nitrogen, it has lone pairs of electrons. And when it's joined with hydrogen, what can happen is the oxygen with the lone pairs can pull the electrons away from hydrogen. And when it pulls them away, it takes a negative charge because it attracts electrons, which are negative, and it leaves the hydrogens with positive charges because they're lacking electrons. So when that is placed next to another one with the lone pairs, that one also has the oxygen with a negative charge and the hydrogens with positive charges. So what you end up with is an attraction between the positive hydrogens and the negative oxygen lone pairs of electrons. So wherever there is those lone pairs on another one, we create these attractions from the positive to the negative, because remember the oxygen gets negative and the hydrogen gets positive. And we represent it with a delta. So it's always that little circle with that little hat, but further away. And each of these that are created there, those we call the hydrogen bonds. And hydrogen bonds are incredibly strong, and that's how they hold all those fibers and those proteins together, because it's very hard to pull those apart because there's such strong attraction between them. And that's what makes up our molecules further structure, and it holds everything in place. Okay, so if we're asked to draw a hydrogen bond or explain it, we're going to represent it like that, with the oxygens getting negative charges and hydrogens getting positive charges, and you're going to say the positives become attracted to the negative on that lone pair of electrons, and that creates a hydrogen bond, which is incredibly strong.